Hey fellas, Meat Trapper here, and we're going back to hog heaven now. Last video I showed you a little honey hole that I found with some hogs, and I put out my old Tasco camera that's seen better days, and I didn't have very good results with it. And one of my fellow YouTubers by the name of Chris Gilliam, who has just started a new channel, and he's doing game camera reviews. They're quite interesting. Very objective reviews, not subjective. I suggest you check his channel out. Do a search for Chris Gilliam, Gilliam. So anyway, he contacted me and sort of felt sorry for me and offered to lend me some cameras to set up. And so I invited him to come on up and for us to go out together. So that's what we did. So now it's about a week later, and I'm back up here to check the game cam footage. Hopefully the new cameras will provide us with some good footage and let me know what's going on at these places. Also, I'm going to be putting out some bait and testing some hog lure that I'm working on. What I've got is I've got a 5-gallon bucket of soured corn and soured wheat that I've been souring up. And that's sort of my control sample. That's I know that it works. I know it'll draw hogs in. I know they like it. And then I've got a sample of some stuff that I've been working up to attract hogs, and we'll see how that works. It's something that I'm hoping to perfect and be able to sell that'll work all year round. Whereas when you go to sour corn, you pretty much have to sour it when the temperatures are warmer. But a prepackaged bait, or a slime as I call it, that's something that you could use all year. So anyway, we'll see. So let's go check the cameras and see what we got. Well, it's days like this that you could really use a mud motor, but a little too late for that. Well, the water's so low I couldn't get anywhere near my normal jumping off point, so I just had to pull over on the bank, and I'm gonna have to hike in, and I'm gonna have to carry all of this this bait with me. So time to earn my paycheck, you know. There she blows, the SS Meat Trapper, and I sure appreciate the beavers making me a nice little slip to pull up into. So we're going that way, up there somewhere. Well, one thing that's really handy about being able to review your pictures out in the field, I really need to get one of those little cameras, one of the little viewers, you know, pocket-sized viewers, or they even make them now that'll plug into your cell phone. I really need to get one of those. But what I've noticed about this stealth cam on the first use is that, number one, I'm getting a lot of hogs in here and getting some deer. The unit is sensitive enough to trigger on squirrels and birds, which is good, but the trigger is slow. Video after video after video, I just caught the tail end of the hog leaving the field of view. So that tells me that that trigger is slow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reposition the camera to where instead of catching them as they go by, I'm going to catch them as they come forward or going away. And hopefully that'll give the camera time to trigger and I'll get some better footage. And plus, now that I'm putting out the sour corn here, hopefully that'll hold them a little bit and I'll get, they'll be in frame a little bit longer instead of just passing through. So I'm going to move the camera a little bit. So that really is good, especially when you are a long way from home and you really don't know what you got until you get home. So 45-pound bucket of bait, great idea. I mean, after all, we're in a boat, right? We're just going to ride right up to it and dump it. Now, had to tote this all the way through the woods. Well, you get drunk smelling that. Whew. What that is, that's my patented mixture. 50% corn, 50% wheat. Put it in a bucket of water, add some yeast, add some sugar, and then the secret ingredient, cherry Kool-Aid. I don't know if that really helps, but that's the way I was taught to do it, and it doesn't seem to hurt any. But that's some powerful stuff back there. So let's move on to the second location and let's get our secret sauce put out and see if that actually works. Now, I couldn't find a good spot straight away to mount the camera, so I made my own. I just found this old log, drug it over, put my mount on it, stuck it right there, and hopefully I'll catch them going and coming and have everything set perfectly. We'll see. Well, that was pretty interesting, wasn't it? I had 3 cameras. Had the old Tasco, and I had a stealth cam, and I had a top-of-the-line Browning cam. And the old Tasco, it seemed only activated during daylight hours. I didn't do anything at night, just a couple of useless pictures. But it did do pretty good during the daytime. The stealth cam did okay, but if you'll notice with that stealth cam, the trigger seemed very slow because time after time after time, I caught just the tail end of the hog leaving the field of view. In other words, he had come all the way across the field of view, and then finally the camera triggers about here, and then he's gone. And I had a bunch of videos that were doing that. So that's something to be aware of. If you've got a camera that is an older camera that has a slower trigger speed, instead of setting it up for a broadside shot, you need to set it up to where it's going to go and come straight on. So after changing the orientation on that stealth cam, we'll see next time if that makes any difference, if it helps out or not. The Browning was by far the best performer. It picked up way off in the distance. It took great video. It triggered on everything that walked by, it seemed like. I have no complaints about that Browning, and if I were going to buy a new game camera today, it would either be that Browning or one of the top-of-the-line Bushnells. I've heard a lot of good things about that. I may buy one and compare it to the Browning, and or if Mr. Gilliam is feeling lucky, maybe he'll do that for us. I know those are expensive reviews for him to do because he has to buy a camera for every video, and that adds up real quick. But I'm really pleased with that browning. So it'll be interesting to see if those hogs hit my my bait slime that I put out in front of it, and how that goes. But overall, so it was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed getting out here, and it looks like as soon as some cool weather gets here, there's going to be some bacon in the freezer. So stay tuned. We'll see what they do with the different bait piles that I put out, and we'll see you next time.